All right, today we're diving into one of the great culinary battles from the world of Arca. And listen, this is way more than just a cook-off. This is a clash of titans, a duel between two masters who represent two completely opposite philosophies. It's a story that became the stuff of legend.
And it all kicks off with this single challenge. Just 7 words, but wow, the battle lines are drawn. This isn't some friendly rivalry. No, this is a declaration of war from a chef who truly believes that fire, speed, and pure power are the only things that matter in the kitchen.
Now, to really get this duel, you have to understand the world where it all goes down. In Arakyana, and especially up in the northern mountains, cooking isn't just one thing. It's this whole spectrum defined by two fundamental and, you could say, warring schools of thought.
So, the whole conflict really boils down to this. On one side, you've got flame, or Nedersharven. This is all about explosive, high-heat cooking. It's about making a huge impact and dominating the senses. And on the other side, you have stone, or Storadaren. This is the complete opposite, slow, patient, and methodical. It's all about creating a deep, resonant flavor and, providing comfort.
And of course, these two philosophies are perfectly embodied by two rival chefs. We're talking about two prodigies who could not be more different from each other. So, let's meet our combatants. First up, we have the quiet champion of the stone philosophy, Sorraqh. His title is the Stone Mind, and he's a man who moves with this incredible, deliberate, focused calm. He never rushes. He doesn't need to. He listens. Everything about Sorraqh's style is built on patience and pure intuition. For him, cooking isn't a performance. It's about providing emotional warmth. It's about healing, not impressing. And you can trace this all the way back to his childhood, where he really found his calling by cooking to comfort and care for his family. But don't get me wrong, Sorraqh isn't just some talented home cook. He holds the official title of Qaruun-Kevarrin, and that literally means one who draws flavor from stone, wind, and slow fire. This is a seriously respected classification, one you earn through pure, raw intuition, not just by-the-book training. And his opponent? Oh, you guessed it, the complete opposite. Meet Vareekh, the flame mouth. He's this explosive theatrical prodigy who just burst onto the scene like an absolute wildfire. Vareekh is fiercely competitive, and let's be clear, he is undeniably brilliant. But he is also so impatient. He's all about high-impact results, big theatrical flair. But underneath all that bravado, there's this real core of insecurity. It's a kind of volatility that fuels his genius, but also threatens to burn him out. You can even see their whole philosophy just by looking at their uniforms. Sorraqh's coat is heavy, made of stone weave fibers that are designed to absorb heat. It's a perfect reflection of his stoic discipline. Vareekh's, it's light, meant to vent heat, woven with ember threads. And get this, he wears his signature fire dancer gloves. It's flashy, it's dangerous, it is pure theater. Okay, so this brings us to the main event. Their legendary clash is set to take place at the super prestigious Qaruun-Kevarrin Institute. It's a formal cook-off, and they call it the Duel of the Two North Winds. The duel itself is structured into 4 very distinct rounds, and these are designed to test way more than just skill. They test control, depth, and mental toughness. You've got ignition, technique divergence, the psychological clash, and finally, the flavor judgment. The duel begins, and, true to form, Vareekh just explodes into motion. Fire is arcing from his gloves, the pan slams down, it's chaos. And across the hall, Sorraqh simply places a heavy basalt slab over a low ember bed. He moves slowly, with purpose. The contrast is it's stunning, right from the get-go. And then, Sorraqh lands the first psychological blow with this incredibly sharp, quiet observation. Vareekh hears it, and you can just see it get under his skin immediately. The battle is already about so much more than just the food. So in round 2, their strategies just could not be more different. Vareekh's plan is to overwhelm the senses. We're talking flash searing, flame reducing. Everything is fast and bright, and right on the edge of chaos. Sorraqh's strategy? It's to underwhelm the flame. A light salting, some frozen herbs placed under the stone slab, and then one single perfect turn. A judge actually murmurs that he's listening to the stone, which is apparently an unbelievably advanced technique. And now the duel totally shifts gears. It becomes less about technique and way more of a mental battle.
Vareekh sees Sorraq's calm and he completely misreads it as weakness, or maybe even arrogance. So he decides it's time to press his advantage. He throws this direct insult, just trying to rattle his opponent. He's mocking Sorraq's composure, basically calling his stillness laziness. You can tell it's a pretty desperate move to try and break Sorraq's focus. But Sorraq's reply is just devastatingly simple. He doesn't get angry, he just reframes the entire duel. And that simple truth, that Vareekh is fighting the food instead of working with it, it hits harder than any insult possibly could. Vareekh totally loses his cool, turns his flame way too high, and makes a critical error. He chars his fish. And so, it all comes down to the final judgment. Vareekh's dish, the firecrest trout, is bold, it's fearless, but his mistake ruined the nuance. The judge calls it unfocused. Sorraq's dish, the snowstone trout, is simple, but the flavor is deep, it's worn, and it's perfectly controlled. It's the kind of food that just quiets a room. The outcome of this whole thing offers this really profound lesson on what mastery even is. It goes way beyond just a simple victory or defeat. Sorraqh is declared the winner, and the hall just erupts in these stunned whispers as the slow, quiet, methodical chef defeats the fiery prodigy. The philosophy of stone has triumphed over flame. But for Vareekh's, this is so much more than just a loss. It's a complete revelation. For the very first time in his life, he is staring at the absolute upper limit of mastery, a level of control he didn't even know was possible. And right there, in that moment, his envy and hatred just transform into something brand new: respect. And Sorraqh doesn't gloat. Instead, he offers Vareekh this incredible final piece of insight. He acknowledges his rival's strength, his power, but he points to the one thing he's missing: the ability to listen. And this frames their rivalry not as an end, but as a totally new beginning for both of them. So this duel really leaves us with a huge question to think about. What really defines true mastery? Is it the explosive, dazzling impact that demands everyone's attention? Or is it found in that quiet, controlled depth that commands respect without ever having to say a single word?